Deep in the mountains of the Philippines, there is a town called Sagada. And Sagada is famous for two things: its stunning natural beauty and its strange funeral customs. Because in Sagada, the dead don't always stay buried. High in the Cordillera Mountains, Sagada is a small town known for its cool climate and beautiful caves. But it's also home to something much stranger: the floating coffins, sometimes called the floating coffins or the hanging coffins. These eerie structures are found all over the limestone caves and cliff faces around Sagada, and they've been there for centuries. But how exactly did they get there? Well, that's where things get really interesting. You see, the people who live around Sagada are part of a group called the Igorot, and they've been living in the mountains for hundreds of years. And for centuries, the Igorot people have placed their dead inside caves or suspended them on sheer cliff faces using wooden stakes hammered into the rock. And to the casual visitor, these coffins appear to float midair, swaying slightly with the time, wind, and erosion. So why do they do this? Well, it all has to do with their beliefs about life, death, and the afterlife. The Igorot believed that the higher a body was placed, the closer the soul would be to the spirits of their ancestors and the heavens. So instead of burying their dead underground, they would place their coffins in caves or on cliffs as close to the sky as possible. Now, you might be wondering who gets this kind of burial. Well, not everyone. It's reserved for respected members of the community, like elders and tribal leaders. Being laid to rest high above the ground was considered an honor, protecting the deceased from floods, wild animals, and most importantly, bringing them closer to the spiritual realm. These days, the tradition has mostly faded away, but the hanging coffins of Sagada remain, preserved on cliffs like Echo Valley, where hundreds of wooden boxes still cling to the rock face. Some are centuries old, weathered and cracked, while others are more recent, still bearing names and dates. If you want to visit the floating coffins for yourself, you can find them in Echo Valley. Just be respectful. The local people still view the site with reverence. After all, it is a sacred space where the living must tread carefully, so as to not disturb the spirits of those who came before. Thanks for watching. See you next time.